All right, guys, here we go. Solar Records Radio. It is Friday, and we are celebrating the sound of Los Angeles records. So let's get it going.
Something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. Something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. Something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. Something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. I'll never ask, when will I see you again? 'Cause if you want me, you know I'll be around. Just call me baby. I'd like to hear you say that nobody loves you better. Whisper in my ear all the words I wanna hear. 'Cause I'm a woman and I understand love's complications. So when you say goodbye, I won't cry. 'Cause I know that I'm giving you something to remember, just a little something to remember, something to remember me by. Giving you something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. Sounds like we're breaking up, but sugar, we just begun. And you can bet that I'll put love on your mind. 'Cause I believe in laying it on the line. And nobody loved me better. Whisper in your ear all the words you wanna hear. Just be my woman, and we'll overcome love complications. And I won't say goodbye, no, not I. Can't forget 'cause you're driving me crazy. Ooh, love me, baby. Don't you hear what I'm saying? True love will be making. Don't let people get you, baby. I'll give you something to remember me. Together forever, we'll sure make it better. I'll put love on your mind. And I love you won't mind. I didn't care by my side. I'll give you something to remember me by. I'll give you something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by. Giving you something to remember, just a little something, something to remember me by.
Yes. That is Dynasty, and wow, the beginning really. Dynasty really was the beginning. of Solar. And that's because Dick Griffey hired Leon to produce the albums for all the groups, and therefore, Dynasty was Leon's group. So we were blessed that Leon was hired to do that because we became the sound of Los Angeles Records. And but we're going to talk about all this kind of stuff when we get Greg here. In the meantime, let me see if I can get Greg on, and I want to play some more good old school music from Solar for you. Okay, so let's see if we can get Greg on. God bless all of you guys. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday. It's beautiful here. It's cold. Greg said it's 45 degrees where he is. 45. 45. That's ridiculous. So anyway, so let's get Greg, let's try to get Greg going here on Solar Records Radio. God bless all you guys, and thank y'all for hanging out with us today. We're gonna have a good time, right, Greg? Right, Greg?
A picket fence.
Oh,
a fireplace.
This is my song.
A cozy home for two. A sweet romance. Let's take this time for love. The simple things may come and go, but we'll stay as we are. Just us two in a world of our
Hello,
own.
Greg.
Hi.
Tender lover, nobody loves me like you do. All said and done, the love we have is so true. Surrender to her. Nobody loves us like we do. And when it's over, I pray I'll always be with you.
This is Wardell Potts Jr. Doug Coon on saxophone.
Let's take this time for love.
And Vernon Woods on vocals.
Surrender to her. Nobody loves us like we do. And when it's over, I pray it's always me and you.
Oh yeah. You know, I like writing these songs to my friends, and fortunately for me, I was able to record Doug on the saxophone before he died. He had been sick with cancer, and he was frustrated because he never got a chance to do his own record. And I said, come on, let's just record something. So I brought my studio over to his house, and I set it up in his garage, and we started recording him. And so I have a few songs with Doug Coons on the saxophone, but this was He was 59. We were the same age. We were both 59 years old when I recorded this song, and he passed away at 59. Right after that, so it's a beautiful gift as a solar thank you to just to people that we care about and that we love, and thank you, Doug, for being a blessing to me for so many years and keeping me in the right place so that I was able to record this with you. So, do I sound funny to you?
It all went off for a few minutes, for a few seconds. Everything went black. So we're fine now.
I mean, is my vocal sound funny?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, your vocals are fine.
oh, I know what it is. So there's a gate on my microphone. So when I stop talking, it shuts down. But
Oh,
when I talk, it opens up and I can hear the fan. So let me turn the fan off. Let me turn the
okay.
fan off.
We can just sing along to ourselves while we're waiting. I
Hold on, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
said we'll just sing along to ourselves while we're waiting.
So I started to show off with something to remember, just a
Right.
little
Yeah.
something, something to remember me by. Boom, boom, ticka, ticka, and something to and then doom, ticka, ticka, doom, ticka, ticka, doom. And so that was, I have to tell that to Greg because this is his idea. This show is Greg's idea. I want everyone to know that. And so we're talking about dynasty here. And so with that being said, we'll let Greg go ahead on now. Now, Greg, I only have like about 4 or 5 songs.
Oh,
I
I
think
thought
you
you had
sent
the
me more.
rest.
I
I think
think
I sent you about six, maybe. But I thought you had. Like you've
no,
got
no,
things
no.
like
You sent me a total. I have 2 emails, one with 2 songs and
yes,
one with
certainly.
3. That's 5
Okay,
songs.
but you've got things like groove control anyway. I assume
Uh, I'll look for
you
it.
should. Yeah, you got that.
All right.
But the reason I suggested this really to make this show all about Dynasty really because what would anybody have been at Solar without Dynasty? Um, so I thought that we'd dedicate the show to Dynasty and particularly um, the iconic album Adventures in the Land of Music because it was a
Uh,
great album and something to remember. Something to remember, and the title track were my two big standout tracks from the album. So I really liked Something to Remember because when that kicked in, it was completely different than. Well, both songs were completely different than the rest of the album. The rest of the album is kind of like the Solar sound that I expected, but Adventures in the Land of Music and Something to Remember sort of like knocked me sideways because I didn't expect. Something to Remember was very bluesy, I felt. Did you think it was more bluesy?
which song is that?
Something to Remember. It's had a
Something.
bluesy feel.
So it had like a I remember when I wrote the song, I was thinking more of yeah, kind of bluesy, but yeah, that kind of. But it was not R&B. It was not for the
No,
R&B
it wasn't
market,
R&B, no.
even though it became an R&B song. But it was
Mm.
more, yeah, it was more something else.
Well, it wasn't soul, it wasn't R&B, it wasn't funk. So I don't think it wasn't jazz. So I would put it in the blues category, more bluesy.
Hmm. Right.
And the video, I like the video. There's a little couple of seconds in the video where you hit your drum riff, and I like that part of the video.
Oh yes. And so, that was I'm trying to find groove control. I, I can't find it yet. But anyway, if you can, you can send it to me. I can't find it so far. But yeah, so something to remember me by. That song was once again we went into the studio to record, and those feels that I would do,
Yeah.
those were, I created that. I created that whole vibe. And so, and Leon, if it lays, it stays. And so, I'm sorry, I'm still at the end of my cold.
Okay.
So, but so when I did that, he was like, yep, that's it right there. So I did that throughout. There was certain sections in the song where that part came up. And it was just like, some things are just meant to be. When we are recording, some things are just meant to be, and they just happen naturally. And God knows that he knows exactly what was happening, what we were doing, why we were doing it, and what was the final part was going to be. But we didn't. We were just me on that particular song. It was just a natural thing for me to do, and I did it. And I love the feeling of it because it had a swing. Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that swing was
Yeah.
like, whoa, it took me back to old school.
Yeah.
So it took me back to when I was playing jazz, and it was just had that swing. You know, and I just felt like I could do whatever I wanted to do. So the roles that I did was like my anthem, sort of like. See, I could have did more, but I disciplined myself.
Yes. Less
So
is
I-
more.
Right. So I could have did, you know, like triplets and stuff. I could have just, and then that would have, if it didn't come out right, Leon said, you know what, let's not even do that part. And then I would have lost the whole section. Right. So I just,
Right.
I
Yeah.
took that freedom that he gave me, and I respected it. And I just played what I played. I just was like, this is good enough. This is good enough. So yeah, anyway. So that's what happened.
Well, I think that's that bluesy feel to that song is what makes that song stand out as one of the more timeless Dynasty songs.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Because you can't really, whereas some other Dynasty tracks on the album, you can sort of date them to that time. But
mhm.
something to remember, it's hard to actually date. It could have
Yes.
been recorded anytime.
Yes.
And then
yes.
the other track with the same qualities was, of course, the title track, "Adventures in the Land of Music." Now, that really jumped off the record when I first, but I did not expect that at all. Now, there were 4 writers that wrote the title track, but what I'd like you to answer this question is that it was very maybe I'm wrong in saying this. This is maybe the wrong musical term, but would I be right in saying that part of that song had what you might call a syncopated rhythm, or maybe it was rhythmically shifted? Maybe that's the term. The way that it starts, it goes into a regular traditional beat, but it doesn't start off that way. Does
Okay,
that
so
make sense?
let me play it so that the listeners could hear
Yeah,
what we're
okay.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
and to the listeners and to yourself, I'm only going to play up to the chorus, and then I'm
Yes.
stopping it, and then we'll talk
Yes.
about it. All right, here we go.
Break it down. Yeah. Wrong track.
Something to remember me by.
That's the wrong
Wrong
track.
track.
Yes, that's something. And you know what? And
Track.
and it has that title. Oh no, I pushed the wrong one. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
so that yeah. So now what was the question again?
Um, what the question was sort of leading to is that song, it does a shift. So it ends up having a traditional regular beat,
Right.
but the start is it's almost like improvised jazz, where the instruments just kick in when they feel like it. So it's sort of like got a syncopated rhythm, or a rhythmically shifted, I think there's the term that they use, where it's almost not in sync, but it is in sync. Does that make sense?
Okay, so what's happening is that in the beginning of this song, the intro, the strings are and the horn section, and everybody is in there at the top of the song, and it's just exploding with simultaneous different rhythms. And
Yes.
so, but they're all in sync and in
Yeah.
time, but it can come off like, whoa, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
like the rappers and stuff, when they hear it, they get so excited. They're like, oh man, listen to this feel. And so they use the beginning of this song in their whole song because they just love the way it feels because it is in its own space. And the guy who did the string arrangements is responsible for that overall feeling, even though Richard Randolph came up with the guitar part,
Okay.
right? And so and Ricky came up with the keyboard part, and so but them two together, they had that as Ricky, and so and Richard's playing his part, and so they had their groove. They knew what they wanted, and so that part is in there right at the beginning. So you got Richard playing this, and Ricky playing. It's like whoa! So we got all these different
Yeah.
rhythms going, and then you got the
Yeah.
guy coming in with with the French horns. Now you got the
Yeah.
French horns playing their own little dun, 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 bum, bum, right? They're playing their own rhythms, but they're playing on the edge of the hits that Ricky's playing on the keyboards. So they're not playing the whole dun dun dun. They're playing just the edge of it, the ends of it. So it's so good. It is so I love what they did,
Yes.
and we had the conductor on the show before, and we had a really good conversation.
So was the conductor, is it Janice Gower?
No,
So Janice Gower is credited on the album as concertmaster. So what did that mean?
that
What's
means
concertmaster?
on the songs that he worked on, that's why his name is there, but not on this
Okay.
particular song. This is a black man with long braids.
Oh,
And you know who I'm talking about?
no.
Oh God. Okay, so I can't think of his name, but as soon as I do, I will mention it.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's a bad dude. And
Really?
he's like 70 something years old and he's still
Really?
doing
Well,
his
you should
thing.
get him on the show.
Oh, we had him on already. We'll get him back. We'll get him back.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
we haven't had him since we had video, so we got to get him back.
But yeah, for sure, yeah. So
Yes,
so
yeah,
so he was brought in to actually do that for that song.
yes, yes.
Right, okay.
And I think he did like two songs, two or three. But that was an amazing. That was woo. That and Steve Shockley came on when he was on, and Steve Shockley started crying
Oh,
because the
okay.
guy had blessed his songs with his string arrangements and all that stuff.
Okay.
And Steve was just so glad just to hear his voice, you know. And so I'm gonna look for who he is so I can make sure I have this right. But anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so with a complicated song like Adventures,
Hmm.
especially with the beginning, um, with a regular song, let's say, for instance, when you wrote Day and Night, you could go into the studio where all the other band members are, and you could pick up your guitar and start strumming along, and all the other musicians would get where this song's going, and could probably kick in with their parts without being told what to do. But
Mm-hmm.
when a song like Adventures in the Land of Music is presented to, say, like you're the drummer,
Mm-hmm.
how do they present a song like that to you? Because it must be difficult to know what to do with that song as a drummer that didn't write the song. Does that make sense?
So
Because it's quite
which
complicated.
which song? Any?
Adventures in the Land of Music.
Oh, no. So it's not that that was just my job.
Right.
So my job was to come up with whatever the beat is. So if
Yeah.
somebody has a song, like I was sitting there while they were writing Make That Move, and I made up my own drum beat.
Yeah.
I just did it as we were doing it. So my job is always to come up with the beat.
But with a song like Make That Move, it has a regular, uninterrupted pattern. But Adventures in the Land of Music doesn't. It starts very differently than how it continues.
Right, but it still has the same feel as the
Okay.
do's, but, do, dot, do, dot, do,
Okay.
do, the drum beat dot, do, dot, do, dot, do, dot, do. See, the drum beat goes the same all the way through the
Okay.
song,
Okay.
right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's no different.
So when a song's presented to you, whether it's a Solar song or by Leon or whoever, have you ever felt confused by what you're supposed to do, or do you just kick in?
I play what I feel. And
Right.
then, and if they don't, if they want something different, then I try to adjust. If I
Okay.
can't, if for the most part, I always am able to make the adjustment because it's not really that far off. So yeah, that's pretty easy. That's
Okay.
always been pretty easy for me. Now the thing that I had difficulty was with ballads. Ballads
Oh,
were very complicated for me, and I don't-
okay.
and that was because of the pocket. I was not.
Right.
I could not. If the pocket was just someplace that it wasn't me, and so
Okay.
yeah. So it took a while for me to get the pocket stuff down for ballads, but for all the other up tempo songs, I'm pretty much good. Mid tempo and up tempo was good.
So can you think of a ballad that stays in your mind that you thought was difficult? Can you think of one?
Well,
Not just for Solar, but for anybody.
well, I'm only going to talk about the ones I know. I can't speak on any, but the ones that I
Yeah, the
played
ones that
on,
you've been involved with.
yeah, like um, this ring means I always love you. This ring means I always. That was very difficult, very
Oh,
difficult.
okay.
And I didn't know at the time that Leon was looking for something that sounded like Teddy Pendergrass because ultimately that's what that song sounds like.
Right.
It's a Teddy Pendergrass song. Um, but I was just trying. I was lost. That's another one of those songs. Where I'm just like I don't know exactly what you want, and Leon would, you know, do it. He would do the numbers thing, and he was like, play this, and then he could do the kick thing. But he usually started with the kick first because he's a bottom up kind of guy,
Mm.
foundation first, and then up.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that song was very difficult for me.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So, how does it make you feel that something that you've been involved with, like again, the title track "Adventures in the Land of Music," has been? It wasn't a single because it wasn't single material, but again, that's stood the test of time. But it's been sampled so many times. Have you heard all the samples?
I
There's been a
think so, but they're still sampling it because they just keep coming out with more and more songs.
yeah.
It comes out on more and more songs. So it's just right now the most sampled out of
Okay.
yeah, out of most of the stuff that we did. That song right there is just it's kind of off the charts.
Yeah.
I would rather for them to play um, my songs than to sample them. And I think the reason is that I like musicianship. So I
Okay.
love when people add their own little flavor to it instead of just using what we already did. But they will sample it and then play around it. And that's okay too because we get to be a participant in their creation. And
Yeah.
that's good. That's good too, but I like the other way where they just I mean I'm for the musicians. I want the musicians to really do their thing and to take what we did and make it better.
So going back to when you first signed, you had your audition with Leon, and you were signed. What was the contract side very different from a regular record deal? Where what I'm saying is a band gets signed by a record label, and the things like do they call it a 360 record deal or a 180 record deal? So a band is signed, and let's say that they sign you for 5 years, and it's what they call a 3 album deal. So so there are then deadlines on you've got to have this album out because it's your contract. But obviously, Dynasty was put together by Leon. Dick put Shalimar together. So the way you were signed up was that very different from a regular band's record deal?
Well, there's not a regular band's record deal. Everybody has their own different unique um way of being signed, I believe.
Right.
And so um, at least at Solar. And so, like you said, Dick Griffey put Shalimar together. Um, Leon put Dynasty together, and Lakeside put themselves together. And so Midnight Star put themselves together. So these
Yeah.
different groups, they all had their own ways of coming together. The Deal had Babyface in LA put them together. So they everybody had their own way of putting the group together. Dynasty's group situation was this that they had the singers first, right? And then I came to California. Tony Westcott, Leon called and asked him to be a part of the group, but he said no, that he wanted to stay home with his family. So he said, I have a suggestion, or I have someone that I could send. I think you would love him. And so that was me. And so I did come. And so now Leon has to kind of know who this person is. Like, he don't know me, you know. And I did come out to audition, and I made the audition, and then he wanted me to record right away. I thought I was going to leave and come back and work on the Dynasty stuff, but we came back and we recorded second time around, and the beat goes on for the Whispers. And so then Leon started saying stuff like, well, okay, so we're gonna what we want to do, because I was saying, am I going to be signed to Dynasty, because I was
Yeah.
curious about that.
Yeah.
And so he says, yeah, we're going to bring all you guys in, one or two at a time, as we're on each record. And it was like, oh, okay. But before that got to happen, Dynasty started falling apart. The musicians started going their own ways and leaving the company and doing different things. And so, and Dick Griffey lost interest, and he was
Right.
selling diamonds and stuff like that. He was in Africa doing diamond, living in the
Oh, was he
diamond.
really? Okay.
Yeah. So it was the Dynasty, that the sort of whole dream about Dynasty kind of went down the tubes. And so we just all went our separate ways and did our own thing. But then the opportunity with ABC came up, and we got a phone call, and I talked to them, and we talked to Leon about being it, but he said he couldn't do the group thing because because of his arthritis and stuff, and plus he needed to be in the studio because he's been recording so many people, and so we were like, okay, and so we did it. Kevin Spencer, Linda Carrier, Nigel Beard, Ricky Smith, and myself, Richard Randolph. We all did it anyway, and so now we have another song that's getting ready to come out on that same deal. So we're just really, but Nigel is gone, so and Richard. So so we're down to 4 people now, and so it was 9, now it's 4, and it's that's the sad reality. But that's the way it goes.
So when the follow up to Adventures was the second adventure, which came in '82, which in my opinion was actually equally as good as Adventures.
Mhm.
But do you think that the second adventure got a little bit overlooked by Solar because of the success of the Friends album by Shalimar? Because the album was just as good.
Okay, let me play a song from there, and then we'll talk
Okay.
about it. This is a
Okay.
song this is a song I wrote.
You always were such a charmer, laying our hearts with so much finesse. Just as you reached your peak, your winning streak suddenly came to an end. You thought she was an easy prey, but the table turned on you.
Your day was through.
When you tried to show just how much you care,
You only got the cold shoulder. It was over. Fell in love too fast, but never stood a chance. Does that ring a bell?
that reminds you of
But she's in your heart. The days are torn apart.
what you did to me.
Ring a bell.
You're at best as a schemer, but baby, this time you failed the test. You were forced to retreat, accepting defeat at the hands of one not like the rest. Just a play girl out to make a catch, and she set her sights on you.
Her aim was true.
It's the first time that a woman in your life has returned your affection.
Rejection. Fell in love too fast, but never stood a chance. Does that ring a
What
bell?
does that remind
Such a great track.
And it was a song that I enjoyed writing with Dana Myers and Ron Parker, and we had a very great time. Ron Parker is a bass player, and his bass work on that song is just unbelievable, unbelievable. That bass line, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, that it jumps out. Yeah.
like, and I'm looking at him like, are you really playing all that?
Yeah.
Wow, because bass parts just that doom 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 doom. They just kind of hold the bottom doom doom, right? But he was doom ba doo doo ba doo 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 ba doo doo
You can hear.
ba doo ba doo ba doo boo. I'm like, dude, you got the lead and and the bass part going at the same time. And
Yeah.
Leon was like, I got to learn that part. Oh, I got to learn that bass line. And
Really.
he did. He did a great job learning. And because I recorded him.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, that was great. We had a good time
So,
recording it.
so that's a big standout track for me, and also "Love in the Fast Lane," a
Right.
big standout track,
Right.
a
Right.
classic Dynasty Solar tracks. And I
Yes.
remember buying the 12-inch, which I've still got,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got "Does That Ring a Bell?" uh, "Love in the Fast Lane," and "The Only One." There were three tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and my goodness, I played that to death. I
Do,
just
do do me a
t-
favor
t-
and send me Love in the Fast Lane on the next break.
yeah,
Because I can't
okay,
find it for some reason. But
okay,
yeah, that was now the difference between all those songs you just mentioned. Uh, Love in the Fast Lane was so much fun recording. And it's not that the other songs weren't fun, but Love in the Fast Lane is what I remember, just recording it and being in the studio with these musicians that were just beautiful people. And we had a wonderful experience recording a song with a great title and
yeah,
a great groove and
yeah,
great people that own the studio. They were just wonderful. The Woods and and it was just the whole atmosphere was really good because we were now sitting getting to a peak in our music delivery and it was like it was on. When you came to Studio Masters, you knew you were getting a hit. We were going to do a hit today.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
felt it. We were the hit making machine. And when we were in there, it was on. And you can see the difference in people's eyes. You can feel it in their hearts. You can feel it in the way that they was so serious about it, and there was no fear. We didn't have fear anymore. We were not concerned if we could do this. We knew we could do it based off of all the success that we had had. So now it's just a matter. Okay, we are everybody's here. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's go do it. And with that energy like that, that mindset, it was such a gift because it allowed us to escalate in a place that was not normal. We were there when we didn't have to work up to being there, even though we did from year to year to year work up to being there. But when we started in the studio after the years of getting there, we were already there. We were already there. And so we went in the studio and we start recording and we were already there. That's a beautiful blessing to already be there with these
yeah,
people that come with the gift of music and they blessed us all. Every keyboard part was a blessing to me. Every bass line was a blessing. The guitar parts were always a blessing to me. And as I'm playing with them, I'm just feeling so happy and so good because I knew I knew that we had came from here and we developed and we became here and we got there and we didn't put ourselves there. It was the listeners that put us there. It was the people that was buying the records, the people that supported us, the people that believed in us. They put us there and we were flying high and we
Mm.
were feeling good about it. There was no reason not to feel good about it because everyone was saying, man, they come and shake your hand. Woo! Slapping you five. Man, you guys, oh my God, that new song you got out. Whoa. Ah, and they would want to know, can we come to the studio and watch you record this? Can we kill it? And so we would have guests periodically come and they would sit in the back of the studio and they would listen to us record. And that's
I
just
wish that was me.
well, you're kind of far away. you
Yes.
were
Yes.
you were down under then, right?
No, no, I was in the UK then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's the thing about this Still Lost Sound, like tracks like Does That Ring a Bell, Love in the Fast Lane. The energy was infectious. And you could literally feel and sense the unity of the musicians. You could feel it. And
Mhm.
those two particular tracks, Does That Ring a Bell and Love in the Fast Lane, I remember it sounded like that both tracks were in the studio and everybody was literally playing at the same time, that they weren't separate layers. It
Mhm.
sounded it sounded so unified that if somebody had said to me, "Oh, they recorded that all together in one studio," I wouldn't have disbelieved that. It sounded so together and so right. It didn't sound like it had been mixed or mastered or pieced together. It sounded like you were just playing live.
Yes, we were. We
Yes.
were.
Were you? Were
we
you really?
were. We were really
Really?
live. They just
So it wasn't
recorded us.
separate layers.
Hold it. So this is the magic in it. Like we recorded live. Everybody was recording live. Leon would go back and we would fix individual parts after we got my drums. That was the most important thing for Leon in terms of building the song. So his whole thing is foundation, foundation, foundation. The bottom line is we got to have the drums and the bass. I have to be done exactly right. And then we can build on top of everything. And so he would make sure that I got my part right. Everybody would make sure. Had everybody had a sense that they they loved me in a way that was unique. Like they treated me like their little brother. And so I felt that kind of love from them. And so we would go in and go over the song over and over, and then we would take a break. And most of them would say, "Hey, Wardell, when we get back, you're gonna knock it out. You're gonna. I probably the first or second time we play it, you're gonna have it. So don't worry about it. You got this." And they would, we would shake hands on it. I said, "All right, let's see what happens." Because I knew that even if it took 8 more times, Leon was going to make sure we got it right. So I was like, 1 or 2 more times, cool, let's do it. I'm excited. So they believed in me more than I believed in myself. The guys that I was recording with. So man, what a beautiful place to be. And
Wow,
so
that's
that
amazing.
and that builds your you could call it confidence or you can call it arrogance. You
Yeah.
could call it whatever you want to call it. I just call it happiness and joy. It's like these
Joy.
people, yes, they were like telling me you could do it. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it then. I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part, I was excited to be a part of a team of musicians who really loved being able to do this together with me, and we did it together, and we enjoyed it.
Well, I think that really comes across, in my opinion, more than any other label at the time. The
Hold on, what was that?
unity, the
Oh,
unity,
Unity. Yes, yes,
and the joy and the infectiousness
yes.
really came across at the time, more than
And
any other label.
it was, oh, that's beautiful, man. And we really sincerely, the musicians, you know, see, Leon, you have to recognize he was in a different space. So you could not,
Yes.
you couldn't, we expected for him to be one of us, but he couldn't. He couldn't be one of us because he has so much pressure on him to get the job done, and he was doing other things that we didn't always agree with, but he was the boss. And so, stuff like we were being in the studio, and I'm gonna tell on you, Leon. I'm telling on Leon right now. So, but we would be in the studio recording, and just I guess we got to wait for Leon just to get approved, make sure he likes it and everything. So before we could start mixing and mastering, and or before we could go master. So we'd be in the studio mixing, and so we got it all done. The engineers already knew our stuff. Steve Hodge was just amazing, and so
Well,
he
I was
would
going to ask
just,
you about Steve.
yeah. So Steve Hodge, he already knew exactly what to do. So he sit there and wait all day. And so I remember we looking at the TV. We look at the Laker game or something, waiting for Leon to get there, and then we look, and guess who's at the Laker game? Leon. He's at the Laker game. And we're like, what the crap are you doing at the why is he at the Laker game? We're sitting there waiting for him. So money down the tubes, because the engineer is getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
The studio is getting paid no matter what. The record company has to pay these guys no matter what. And Leon's at the basketball game. So it was good. He just got carried away with his celebrity.
Would you think so?
Yeah, he got carried away. And so he enjoyed it, probably. The people, oh my God, this Leon. So, and that probably felt good to
Yeah.
him, because you got to imagine Leon Silvers was a part of a very big group, the Silvers. And so when the fame of the Silvers started dying, Leon recreated that vibe again by being a great producer. And so now the Silvers are hanging out with Leon. They're coming and going and riding in the car and coming to the studio, working on songs and trying to be a part of this movement that Leon's doing through productions. Going out to the movies together, and got all this big hair. Everybody knew that's the Silvers. Then we were playing in basketball tournaments together, celebrity basketball tournaments, and we were having a great time. It was a beautiful, beautiful time, the early 80s. And
Oh,
so
for sure.
thank you, Leon. Thank you, Leon, for, gifting us. But, Leon still screwed up. He screwed up just like we all did. I
We
mean,
all do.
everybody's, we're gifted, but we're still human, and we're going to make our mistakes no matter what. So there you go. Salute.
Well, I remember, like coming back from town with a Solar album, and I would take the album out of the plastic carrier bag and pull the vinyl and smell the vinyl.
Right.
But there's one silly thing that used to excite me looking at the credits. I was always excited to see studio masters. That always excited me because I
Mhm.
knew what to expect.
Right. Right.
But I was going to ask you about, speaking about recording studios, and you're talking about the vibe of studio masters.
Right.
So on Adventures, it's part of the credit says that some of it was it says the Jack Clements Recording Studio, Nashville, Tennessee. What was that about, or do you not remember?
Well, that was Pi mastering.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Why Tennessee? It wasn't a
well,
country vibe.
because a lot of times the person that you want to be involved in your product may not be in the state that they're normally
Okay.
in, and so you
Okay.
and so they say, well, I could do it. I'm just in Tennessee, and so I'm over here. I could do it at this studio, and so okay, that's cool. And then you just send the masters over and have them do it.
Okay.
So yeah, so that could be very easily it. But you didn't have to be in the location to be a part of it. But let me just say this: Studio Masters was our home. That was
Mm,
our home. That's
yeah.
where we did everything. It was, you stir it up you put all the ingredients and stuff together, and you mix it all up and stuff, and then you put it in the oven and you bake it, and then after that, then you just dress it up and everything, and then you get it ready to be served to, not you guys, not the listeners, but to the person that's going to mix it. And then once it's mixed, Steve Hodginen would mix it at Larrabee Studios out in West
Yeah.
Hollywood. And out
Yeah.
in West Hollywood, it was a beautiful studio there and this huge board. And Steve would sit there and just, I mean, he was this little tiny guy in this huge studio, and he just made it work and he got it done. And then after Steve got finished with his part, then it would go over to the mastering lab on Sunset Boulevard, and the guy would just start, and then there's this little strange powerhouse, this strange console. It wasn't like a regular console. It was it was just straight up and down, and it was had these giant speakers on the wall, and then over here it had a bunch of turntables, and I'm like, and I remember going there with Leon for the first time and going, what the heck is this? What is this place? And so this I learned, man, this is what mastering is. And so mastering is basically when they take the mixed record and they EQ it. They bring the bass up a little bit more, or they'll bring the bass down a little
Mm,
bit more, and they'll bring the vocal up a little bit more. They have ways of reaching into the music like no other, because they had all these different instruments, these different tools that they could use to bring these things out. And so they would do that part. And once they did that, then they would send it over to, not to a different location in the same room, but it would record onto these hard, big, thick, hard vinyl things. And then that would be the master. And from there, from that, then they can make anything from there. Then they can make cassettes and stuff like that, or
So,
whatever.
so with Steve Hodge, Steve Hodge wasn't he wasn't a solo employee, was he? Did,
No,
was he was an independent
yes,
that they just called on to do a job.
yes, that Leon called on to do the job,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And so then when we finished with Steve, when Dynasty, I mean, when Solar and everybody the thing was falling apart, then Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis came to Steve and said, "Hey, we like to hire you." And
Oh, okay.
I remember them asking us for his number. And so,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so they got in touch with him and he said, "Yeah, I'll come out." And he went out the minute out there, and he's, next thing you know, he's working on Janet Jackson's album.
Yes.
And we had did Janet before they got her. So we did the first, it's like Solar kind of thing, not Solar, but R&B kind of thing with her. And then they took it to a whole nother level. But we took it. We did that. Come bring your love to me. You know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that was fun.
Did you or Leon or Dick at the time, um, could you predict or see what Jam and Lewis could become? Did you did you see that?
No
Why did
more.
you go with
Why? Well, because they weren't doing anything different than what we were doing. They did the same thing that we did. The only difference is they never signed a contract with Leon.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Why?
so because they were told not to. It was just, why should we sign off over all of our gifts to you? Why should we
Wow.
give you? Why should we split our publishing and all that stuff with you? We can own our
Wow.
own. So, and so they were able to, through Dina Andrews and other
Yeah.
people guiding
Mm,
them, they were able to do their own thing, and they create. And Prince fired them too, because
really?
they made it late. They were late, and they didn't make it to the show or something, and Prince
Oh,
fired them.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
So
goes on.
did you personally work with what did you do with Jam and Lewis
Not
yourself?
nothing.
Okay. But you knew them
Yes, I
and
knew.
they were obviously aware of you and your talent.
Yes, yes.
So why didn't they try to bring you on board with something? Because that
I don't.
surprises me that
I don't know. But, well, because drum machines were
oh yeah,
becoming.
cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were. They,
that's
so
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 true.
they didn't really have to have a human drum
Yeah,
machine. That's what
yes.
I was, like, a human drum machine, and they didn't really
Yeah.
have to have me. They had a machine that could be there anytime, any hour of the day, and then they started playing with it and having all kind of all kind of crazy stuff going. So that was good for them,
Yes.
and they needed to be independent of Solar,
Yes.
and Silver Spoon, and I think it was probably made them feel uncomfortable, after they don't sign the contract, then ask the musicians, "Can you come and play for us?" That wouldn't be right.
Mm,
But Steve was an independent, so Steve didn't have any
right.
contract with
Okay.
Leon.
Right. Okay. That's the way to do it.
Yes, yes, sir. All right, so I can you. There's couple of songs I wanted to get from you, and one is
Loving the fast lane.
yeah, "Loving Is a Fast Name," but you got
Did
that
I
love,
also?
you got that love and feeling. Can you forward that to me? It's Dynasty. You got
Yeah,
that.
I'll see if I can get. Can you also play the only one? That's one of my favorite.
Yeah. So send those to
I've,
me.
I've
'Cause
sent you. I've sent you the only one.
did you?
Yeah, I've sent that to you already. I think there was the second email.
Okay.
That's a classic track.
Okay. Yeah. That's
To
it.
me, the only yeah yeah
Yeah.
great.
All right. Send me the other ones.
Okay.
Don't wanna be just another one. I wanna be the only one with you. Don't wanna be a lonely one. I wanna be the only one with you. When we met, it first seemed like a casual thing. I had felt our affair was just another fling. But through time, I began to get getting to you. I must be fast asleep, 'cause you're my dream come true. Don't wake me when I'm awake. You're the only one that can make my dreams come true. Love me, just me, oh baby. Don't wanna be just another one. I wanna be the only one with you. Don't wanna be a lonely one. I wanna be the only one with you, loving me. A love is built on romance. It's all I ask of you. Won't you give us a chance? You're what I'm living for. Love is waiting patiently for the company of yours. Won't you love me, love me? I'm yours forever. Don't hurt me. Got to understand, I'm falling head over heels for you. Just me, oh baby. Don't wanna be just another one. I wanna be the only one with you. Don't wanna be a lonely one. I wanna be the only one with you, loving me. I'm yours forever. Don't hurt me. Got to understand, I'm falling head over heels for you. Love me, just me, oh baby. Don't wanna be just another one. I wanna be the only one with you. Don't wanna be a lonely one. I wanna be the only one.
Oh man, what a beautiful, beautiful song. Oh, I can't hear you, Greg. Hold on, when your mic is off.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead. What?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. That to me, to my ears, that track is Dynasty's version of Curious by Midnight Star. They're both right up there. Similar vibe. I don't know
What's
which one I prefer. They're both great.
okay? Yes. Thank you so much.
I sent you the MP3s.
Yeah, I think I saw. I just begun to love you.
Yeah, and Loving the Fast Lane.
No, I said pain. Pain has got a
Hey.
hold on me.
Oh
Uh,
no, I thought you meant Loving the Fast Lane. Sorry.
that's okay. That's all right. Just whenever you get time, I got those
Okay.
two. All right. So, but anyway, back to business.
Let's talk about the videos.
Okay.
So you did 4 videos.
Hmm.
Now this is going back to 1980. That's correct, isn't it?
Okay.
So one of the things I noticed about the videos is that the way that Kevin Spencer is dressed, I think Michael Jackson Michael Jackson nicked Kevin's costume idea because in the
uh,
Thriller video, Michael Jackson wore an outfit that was very, very similar to what Kevin wore 2 years before. So Kevin was first. Have you not
Really?
noticed that? Yeah, that's true.
No,
Yeah, you have a
no,
look.
no,
And
I don't.
even Kevin was even he looks just like Michael Jackson. He's dancing like Michael Jackson, but it's the outfit. And Michael
What?
Jackson wore something very similar with red, the same as Kevin's in the Thriller video.
Wow.
Yeah.
And okay, all
So
right,
you have a look.
there you go. And so, what else I have to say about Dynasty, as far as the video is concerned?
Yeah.
We
Mm.
had a wonderful time doing that because we did so many at once. So we did like
Yes. Yeah.
three videos at once in the same day, and
Well, there was four.
it was three or four, yeah, in the
I think
same
four.
day,
Yeah.
and it was like
Mm.
whoa, and that was unexpected. That was not normal, right? You just go do a video and you're done with it, and that'll take all day. But to do four of them, like whoa, man, we were
Mm.
exhausted, but we
How
had
long
a
did
great.
that take all day?
It took all day, and
Right.
the sad thing is that Pepper wasn't there,
Oh,
and
okay.
and so sometimes people will screw up their priorities because they make something else more important, and
Right.
um and that was a big screw up, not just for him but for us as well. And
Mm.
so you see Richard playing the solo and the guitar part when it was really Pepper, and so Pepper
Oh, okay.
lost his thing because he decided not to come. He didn't pay attention to to what Leon and them or Linda or whoever it was that was telling us that we are doing the video was saying. He didn't pay attention, or whatever else he wanted to do was more important for him at that moment. And
So should he have been at that shoot? Should he have actually been?
oh
Was he
yes,
scheduled to be?
yes,
Right.
yes. Every we all were scheduled to be there, and
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, it's just a sad. It's a sad reality, but it's something that should be said so people could understand
Mm.
why.
Yeah.
How come? What did he get fired? No, he chose not to be there. It was his own decision, and it's a sad decision. Um, and we missed him because he's our teammate, and
Yeah.
his part is important to the sound of Dynasty, and for him not to be there just
Did he
kind of
just
hurt.
not want to be at the video shoot? Was it that? Did he not think that the video shoot was important at all?
He thought what he wanted to do was more important, and
Right.
that's why he was where he wanted to be than
Okay.
where he should have been. And
Okay.
and so different people make those decisions a lot.
Okay.
And getting involved in, you know, um, just the creative arts
Mm.
is a place that can take you places you don't really want to be, but you think you do. And so you have to be careful as a young person as you're flying through to your destination that you're not distracted because it can
Mm.
easily take you someplace you shouldn't be, and before you know it, it's over. So I'm telling the young artists, please focus, stay focused, do the right thing so you can at least land comfortably wherever you're supposed to land.
Did Pepper at least always acknowledge his studio commitments?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would just not come. Like, what? Crap.
And then
And
so someone else would just step in.
no, Leon would figure it out somehow.
Okay.
Somehow he would
Yeah.
get Pepper there because see, Pepper was really unique. He's probably one of the best guitar players
Oh, really?
I've ever known.
Really? Okay.
So I come from the progressive jazz.
Mm.
I'm a progressive jazz drummer. That's where I come from in Philadelphia. And it would just be the bass player and I, and every once in a while we get a keyboard player or a guitar player come over, and we would just jam out. Well, with Pepper, it was just him and I. Didn't have to be anybody else because he would feel it up. He would make that guitar sound like it was a bass, a lead, and a rhythm guitar all at once. He was so good. He was so
Wow.
good. He was Pepper Ernest Reed was like one of the best guitar players I ever known in my entire life.
Wow. That's a big accolade.
He was so good.
Wow.
And he knew it. He knew he
Oh,
was so
okay.
good. He knew it. And those musicians that are that far, that good, they usually are doing something that they shouldn't be doing that's taking them places that allows them to open up to things that normal people don't have access to,
Mm.
you know? And Pepper was, ooh. And so I remember many nights after Dynasty would rehearse, Pepper and I would just stay there and just jam.
Wow.
Sometimes
Wow.
Ricky would jam with us too, and sometimes Kevin would jam with us. But it was these musicians that really knew how to go to this other place, and that was that progressive jazz place. And we would just
Wow.
go, and we would play all night, just jam,
Wow.
just gone. But anyway, thank you, Greg. Thank you so. Thank you for bringing the dynasty concept up. I do appreciate that, and love you for it. And Dynasty has been through a lot. Dynasty is the and was the creators of the sound of Los Angeles. We were the beginning of that sound with Leon Silvers leading the way. And thank you to Leon Silvers for blessing us and allowing us musicians to have that opportunity, because without him, we would not have had that opportunity. So thank you, Leon Silvers, uh, for opening the doors to us. We love you and appreciate you very much. And so that's pretty much it.
We
I
had a
do want
great
to.
chat.
I do want to play the songs that you.
Okay.
So here's more Dynasty stuff on Solar
Ah,
Records video with Greg and Wardell Pumps. righty. Is your mic on, Greg? I don't hear your mic. Hold on one second, Greg. Let me make some adjustments here and get you back on here. Do 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 do. Where's Greg's mic?
Oh, it says muted.
There you
Oh yeah,
go.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Did you?
Okay,
Did
so
you?
the great thing about the song you just played from the album, so that album is a classic just because it spawned three top five US dance chart hits. And
Wow.
I've Just Begun to Love You broke the UK top 50 in the national charts. So that's an accolade right there.
There you
So
go.
great album.
you know,
I'm
to
biased.
well, the thing is that to break any charts, uh, uh, to be able to just do something positive, and that positive is always a blessing for us. And no matter how long later you learn these things, excuse me, it's a blessing. So thank you for sharing that. We all dynasty, all of us, we do all appreciate that, and we will remember that is. And there's other artists that from Solar that feel the same way, that appreciate the opportunities that they have been given since Solar has gone and done other things. The artists are still out there; they're still performing, um, and uh, and they appreciate the gifts that they get given them and the opportunities and stuff as well. So not just from Dynasty, but from all of us. We love the opportunity that Dick had given all of us. So thank you, Mr. Griffey.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Griffey.
Yes, sir. All right, Greg. So we're good to go.
We're good to go.
All right. And so I'm gonna close this out with "Love in the Fast Lane." Is there anything you want to
Oh,
say about that?
well, I think you're closing out with definitely one of the best tracks. And I think Dynasty needs really its own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. If we can't get one, if we can't get one for Leon, we need one for Dynasty.
uh, that's beautiful, man. And "Love in the Fast Lane" is one of getting close to like one of the very last songs that I recorded live
Oh,
drums. We were constantly going, but we were getting there because I had to compete with the drum machine thanks to Joey Gallo for
yeah.
bringing it to the studio.
Oh, really?
and, and,
Okay. Right,
you know,
okay.
and so just like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, enjoyed it. Leon Silvers enjoyed having something new, something
Yeah.
different, something,
Yeah.
you know, and so and so everybody had their and also you didn't have to pay to have a drummer there. He was just always there.
Yeah.
The machine is just
24
there.
hours a day.
Right, exactly. So if you even have an idea at 3 o'clock in the morning, you could just turn the drum
Yeah.
machine. And then once you lock into that drum machine, then you're like, I like the way this feels. And you take the drum machine into the studio and record it. And now you got that same feel that you had at home when you created your song. And so it's hard to now replace it with an individual. The problem, the problem that a lot of us had, including myself, is that we didn't realize we were taking the magic out of
No,
the song,
no.
right? So we were trying to create a new magic by having a drum machine in, but the people had already been sold on the old magic, which was me, right?
Yes.
And so to
Yeah.
replace me was a very bad decision on my part as well as some of the other guys. And
Yeah.
so and we were feeling like, we still got the momentum. We still got the momentum so we can do whatever we want to do. But human beings they might not be able to tell you that something's not the same, but
Mm,
they know it.
yes, we
It-
knew. We
and
did know.
and eventually it's just okay. The sound is completely. It's not the. I don't know what happened. But they you lose the magic, and so that's with a lot of TV shows as well. I mean, you have all these great actors, and they come together and they start doing a sitcom, and it's a crazy, great, brutal, beautiful sitcom, and then all of a sudden they go and do their own solo thing, and then nothing happens. It's like, but wait a minute. I was huge on that other show. How come
Yeah,
people aren't listening now? Because you were huge because of all the other people that were around you that helped to make you huge. It wasn't about you. It was about the group of you.
yes,
And so when people go solo, sometimes they go so low that we don't
yeah,
hear from them again.
too right.
So you have to be careful. Like even Michael Jackson said, "I'm not leaving the Jackson Five. I'm gonna do my own thing, but I'm still gonna do the Jackson Five thing." And he did do that, you know.
Yes,
But
he did.
people like Smokey Robinson and Miracles, there's a few that have exceptions, but Smokey
Yeah,
Robinson was later able to regain his power because his sound had been missed for a while between when he broke up with the Miracles. There was this gap in between. And then he started doing his solo thing. And it was like, oh man, listen to his voice. He still got it. And then he was able to reclaim, you know, his sound. I mean, that whatever
yeah.
that is.
Well,
So,
interestingly, Berry Gordy is quoted as saying that there would have been no Motown without Smokey Robinson, which again is for Berry Gordy to say that, that's a huge accolade.
oh my God, that's very huge. Very
Yeah,
huge. But there
yeah,
wouldn't
he
have
said
been
there
no
wouldn't
solo.
have been a Motown.
There wouldn't have been a solo without Leon. Period.
No, that's so right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It would.
but
It
I think
would.
what we should do is because Joey Gallo brought in the drum machine, we should get a hitman on Joey Gallo.
Mm.
Sort him out.
Joey
I
Gallo is something else.
suppose just, there was you with the drums with the drum machine coming in, but didn't the guitarists also in a way feel just as threatened with the synthesizer?
Well, not necessarily the guitarist, but the keyboard players, because we had multiple
Keyboards, yeah,
keyboard players. We had Kevin Spencer, we had William Shelby, and we had
yeah,
Ricky Smith. So you had
yeah.
these three different guys that could play, pretty much anything, but they all found their space. They all found their own space. Kevin would play the grand piano most of the time, and Will would play the clavinet or the Wurlitzer, right?
I,
And then Ricky would play the synth. And so they all had their own space. And Leon would play bass, Richard would play rhythm guitar, and Pepper would play lead guitar and rhythm guitar. So Pepper would play on one side and Richard would play on the other side. So Leon would have them pan left and right, the guitars, right? And the
mm,
keyboards, however, he had them mixed up there. And then there was the bass and there was the drums. And that was our sound. That was the sound of Solar Records. And it was beautiful.
can you think of what any particular song that you recorded with Solar that took extensive rehearsals to pull together? Any particular song?
No,
Right, okay.
no. I
Not
mean,
even Adventures in the Land of Music, not that.
no,
Because it sounds complicated.
it is, but it's not.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, that was done with a drum machine and I did the overdubs. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's so many. I mean, the only song I can, if I had to pick one,
Mm.
uh, This Ring, that song right there drove me absolutely crazy.
That's the ballad, yeah.
Yeah, for Shalimar.
Yeah.
Drove me absolutely crazy. Beautiful song.
Wow. Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's
Beautiful.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anything else, sir?
No, that's it. Anything you say to me, to my ears, I go back and listen, and it comes to life to me. It puts guts into the song, and I
Mm.
almost feel as though sometimes I was actually there when you were recording things. So I love the detail.
Oh, okay. Well, if I could answer it, I will answer it. So, and
I know you.
if I can't
I know
answer
you.
it, I will find the answer for you. But it would
Thanks
be.
for a great show.
I
That was
gotta. I
fascinating.
gotta tell. I gotta tell you this. Honestly, it would be nice to have Leon Silvers on here.
Yeah. Oh,
Y-
absolutely.
You know, getting him
If we
on
don't,
here,
we'll regret it.
getting him on here would be a gift, and it
Oh,
would
for
be,
sure.
but Leon and we're like two brothers that bump heads all the time, and and we do it, but we still love each other. It's a weird. We had the strangest relationship, but it's like a brother relationship, and we bump heads, and then and then when something's wrong with somebody, we already right together. Like, what happened? Like he calls me first out of all the brothers and everybody around when Dana didn't show. It's like he calls me. I'm all the way in Texas.
Yeah.
But it's just that we reach out to each other, but we also we rumble
Bump
too.
heads.
We, we will
Okay,
go.
well, I've got the perfect solution to this problem.
What's that?
Tell Leon to come on the show. You can stay away, and I'll interview Leon. You can be in the background dancing with Gayla or something, and I'll
Ah,
interview
that
Leon.
and that might work. That might work for him.
It may work because
It,
we have to get Leon on. We have
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see
I
about
won't
that.
rest until Leon is on the show.
Well, yeah, we'll see. There's some other things
One
that
day we'll
need.
regret it. If we don't do it, we'll regret it one day, and it'll be too late.
Yes. Well, praise God for um, us just reaching out, and so we'll see. We'll see what he says. I'll
Well,
I'll
yeah, I hope
I'll,
he
I'll
sees
reach out
these.
to him. I always
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
him.
do. Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell him
Be
again.
very nice to him.
I'll tell him all. I tell him all the time. So I've been telling him for years.
Yes, I know.
I interview him on the phone all the time. I said, man, this should be on the radio, Leon. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
He
for
goes, yeah,
sure.
yeah, I'll get to that later. We can do that some other time. Ah, boy, he's such a procrastinator. He's a procrastinator. All right, and I love him. So, but anyway, God bless all you guys, and thank y'all for being the best part of Solar Records Radio. Thank God that we celebrate the sound of Los Angeles Records out of the city of Los Angeles, California, every Friday here on Solar Records Radio. Thank you, Greg, for
Thank you.
participating and helping us to just move forward with the shows. We love you and appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for your wonderful flyers and your artwork that you do, not
Thank you
just for
so much.
me, but for all the artists that come on and you do my albums. So thank you so much for your love
Thank
and
you.
your.
Thank you for the trust.
All right, you got it, brother. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. To all of our listeners around the world,
Bye, everyone.
Detroit's in the house. That's Julianne. That's Julianne in Detroit. That's why I was
Bye,
screaming.
Leon. Come on the show soon.
All right. God bless all you guys. Take care.
Bye.
See you later. Bye bye. This is for you, Greg.
Thank you. Oh,
Here we go. Loving the Fast Thing by Dynasty. Oh, let's go, y'all.